Day 2 strength. Who's excited? So today is going to be all about tempo, and let me give you a little background as to why. So when our muscles contract and relax, there's a lot that's going on, but basically if you were to take a microscope and look into the small parts of your muscle, there is a shortening and a lengthening that happens, right? So your muscles contract and it shortens and then they lengthen, and they typically stay like in a converse, so like these fingers can talk to these fingers, right? These sarcomeres can talk to these, and they shorten and then they lengthen, right? But also this contracting and relaxing can happen as we are lengthening it on the small level, right? So these like little sarcomere levels, this can happen as the whole muscle is lengthening, and that's whenever it can get really challenging. So today we're doing this 4-2-1 tempo, meaning that when we are lengthening our muscles, which is whenever it's most difficult for these things to shorten, that's called an eccentric contraction. So right now, if I were to flex my bicep, right, I am going to keep flexing my bicep, but I'm going to lengthen it. And that is the eccentric contraction. So even though my muscles are contracting in there, I'm lengthening the overall big muscle. And that's more difficult on a lot of levels. Shortening and lengthening at the same time is going to be difficult. Also on a neuromotor level, it can be difficult. So anytime you're starting a program, it's great to check in and really focus in on that eccentric lengthening. The second most difficult is called isometric lengthening or isometric contraction. And iso means same, metric means length. So if I just hold this bicep curl, that's an isometric contraction. I'm not going anywhere. Like a plank, holding a plank for a long time, pretty difficult. That's going to be a great measure of endurance, right? Because if you can okay, I can engage, but then I start getting real quivery after a while, that's going to let you know where your endurance is at. And since this is a running program, we're checking in on endurance and stability. Even if this weren't, a strength program should still always start with these things. And then the third contraction is concentric, meaning you're shortening, right? So this is a concentric contraction, shortening the muscles through there. So with our tempo today being a 4-2-1 tempo, anytime there's a lengthening contraction, it's going to be a 4-second. And I'll explain this all in the videos later, but basically as I'm lengthening through here, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna do that isometric contraction where we just hold it for 2 seconds, and then you're just gonna come right back up on 1 second and then repeat. We're gonna do that with all of the exercises of today, except for a plank, which is just gonna be that isometric hold. Breathe through it, do not hold your breath. And I challenge you to count with Mississippi's or with an actual timer. Because if not, you're gonna be like, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm done. But it should really be under true seconds. So a 4, 3, 2, 1, pause for 2, up. If at any point you feel lightheaded or whatever, I'll stop and make sure that you are breathing, and have fun.